I found evidence of my husband committing an unforgivable crime, please help. I have been destroyed since I found this evidence and I feel like my entire life has been turned upside down in 24 hours. I love my husband with all my heart, and we have had the perfect marriage up until now, but I now know the truth, he's a complete monster. My husband and I met in our early 20s, we both attended the same community college and were both alternative. As we got to know each other, we both shared our difficult high school experiences, and we learned that we both had trouble with school and authority. We had both been arrested previously. I had been taken in for shoplifting, but my husband never really went into the details of why he had been arrested in his youth. Anyway, we became close and supported and encouraged each other to graduate college with high grades. We fell deeply in love, and after we graduated, he proposed to me, and we moved into a new city together. It felt like a dream. I had stability for the very first time in my life, and it felt like nothing could ever touch the perfect life we had worked so hard for. My husband was a great partner, he was very loving and kind, and even after we had been living together for a while, the spark in our relationship never left. I can't stop crying as I type this. It's so painful to remember all the happy memories I have with my husband. They're all tainted now after discovering his dark secret. It's very fresh. It all happened only 48 hours ago when I was cleaning out the attic. It was a spot we had just used for storage when we first moved in. My husband and I both had a bunch of random things, and when I was home alone one day I decided to organize it. I was sorting all the electronics when I found an old tape recorder from the 90s. I hadn't seen one in forever, and I wasn't sure if it was mine or my husband's since I knew I had one as well. I sat down in the attic and started watching the footage on the tape with a big goofy smile on my face, thinking I was about to uncover some old happy memories from my husband or I's teenage dirtbag days. What I ended up seeing has fully traumatized me, and every time I close my eyes, I see the horrors on the tape. I realized pretty early into the tape that it had been taken at Woodstock 99, a rock festival that had taken place in New York. That's when I knew it was my husband's recorder, since I knew he had attended the festival. For context, the festival was a total disaster. It was very chaotic and overcrowded, and things got violent and dangerous as each day went on. My husband had mentioned he attended the festival, but he never really went into detail about his experience. I always thought it was because he had been scarred somehow by the mayhem. I was dead wrong. The footage was pretty normal for the most part, but as it continued, you could tell the mood of the festival was becoming unhinged. My husband and his friends were acting like barbarians on the tape. At one point, my husband was in the pit during a performance, and I saw a young topless woman with a scared look on her face standing near him. It didn't take long for her to get the attention of the crazed men around her, and the next thing I knew, I was watching this poor woman get her skirt ripped off by one of the other concertgoers. She was screaming as more men pounced on her. At this point, I was shaking and crying, but I just kept watching. My blood ran cold as I watched the woman be roped right there on the ground in the middle of the audience. It was atrocious. Men were circling her and laughing and shouting for their turn. She was surrounded by people, and no one stopped the madness to help her. I thought it couldn't get any worse until I heard my own husband behind the camera, cackling like some sort of demon. That's when he asked another guy to film while he had a go. My husband entered the frame and gave the camera a thumbs up before sexually assaulting the girl himself. I couldn't hold it, and as soon as I saw that, I puked into a nearby box and started having the worst panic attack of my life. Disturbed wasn't the word. I realized in that moment that my entire life was a lie, and the man I loved was a rapist and a complete stranger. The night I found the tape, I hid it in my closet and went to sleep early after texting my husband that I wasn't feeling well. I wanted to run away as soon as I saw the tape, but I had nowhere to go, and I still didn't know what I should do next. I slept when we got home and slept in the next morning. I just couldn't bring myself to interact with him or even look at him. Just sleeping next to him in bed, knowing the truth about how evil he was terrifying. Anyway, it's been 2 days, and my husband doesn't know anything is wrong. He just thinks I'm feeling sick. I know we need to divorce, but I don't know if I'm ready. I know I should probably bring the tape to the police, but despite everything, I still love my husband, and I don't know if I could be the one to put him in jail.